Can you tell us what happened this morning?
I got up this morning, we went to vote at Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and as I was leaving the polling station, I noticed there were 3 Dorothy Hirsch signs at Emmanuel Lutheran Church on city property, and which is against code. Frankly, I would have thought Dorothy Hirsch would have known the codes better than anyone in this town because she's very for strict code enforcement. So I pulled the signs up to take to code enforcement, and I went down to Central Avenue, the library, and I noticed 3 additional Dorothy Hirsch signs at the polling place on city property. So I realized then that there was an orchestrated campaign, probably by her to place these signs on city property at the polling places. I pulled those 3 signs up and then proceeded down Central to go to the code enforcement, and as I was crossing Central, I noticed another sign on city property. As I turned north on Central, I noticed an additional sign across from the polling station at the utilities building. So I went up there and pulled that sign up, and as I was pulling that sign up, a gentleman approached me very aggressively and told me, "Don't take that sign." And I told him, I said, "This sign is on city property, it is illegal, you cannot do this on election day." And he stepped right in my face, and I just pushed him back a little bit. Then I took the sign down to the police station. About that time, a police cruiser pulled up, and I told the police officer that the Welcome and Hirsch signs that were being placed at all of the polling stations on city property were illegal. That's it.
After you had told the officer about the signs, what happened next?
They didn't seem to understand the code that well, and I told them they needed to get a hold of Roger Jacobson, and shortly after that, Roger showed up, and he did inform the police that these signs were in fact being placed illegally. They were obviously giving one candidate an advantage over another, and so the signs were removed. Mr. Wilkins' signs were removed at that point.
Okay. So you weren't arrested?
No, after a considerable amount of time, a police officer then told me that he said, "Mr. Finlay, we're going to have to arrest you and put handcuffs on you and take you to jail." And I said, "Well, what for?" And he said, "For assault." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said that the gentleman claimed that I had assaulted him.
So you actually have to appear in court?
Yeah, actually I don't know the date.
Okay. All right, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay.